Welcome to my channel. I completely out of the blue decided to make this video. I just had the epiphany right now and sat down to do it. So I don't know, maybe there's something transit going on that got me into this typical Aries mood. So welcome Aries to this video, and welcome cross watchers as well. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Janine. I'm a spiritual coach. I am an astrologer. I am a psychic medium and a manifestation coach. I am available for personal readings, but we want to jump right in. It is already past 1 a.m. and as I said, I got the impulse to do it right now, which would be typical Aries energy. Aries energy is the impulsive, the pioneer. It's the first sign. It's the spring sign. And it is this sign of new beginning, but that's not what we want to talk about. We want to talk about what would be the best match for Aries. And this channel, you already saw it probably. I do specialize on divine counterpart astrology. So what energy would be perfect for Aries? To be honest, when it comes to soulmate, it could be any sign. Please never say, okay, this sign is good for me and this isn't. For example, you could say, like, I don't know, I'm picking any sign, Pisces. You might say, I don't like Pisces, okay? But what you don't know, maybe you read somewhere, oh, they maybe not go together very well, or you may have read that somewhere, because Pisces energy is very dreamy energy, and again, you guys are the pioneers. You want to go out, you want to explore. You're not a very passive sign, you are the explorers. So maybe you have read somewhere, oh, Pisces is not the best match for me. But what you may not know is, maybe you don't know your moon sign. Maybe you're a moon in Pisces. So please never ever say, okay, I've read this sign, doesn't match my sign, so this can't be my person. Disregard that, okay? A soulmate can be any sign, because we would have to see your entire birth chart. Maybe you would have a strong 12th house. Maybe you are a Aries sun, but your sun is in the 12th house, which would be the Pisces house, which would give you Pisces energy. And I'm just taking Pisces as an example, but it could be any sign that you may have read, okay, this is not good for me, or they don't belong together. You can never know that, because again, maybe the other person has a moon sign that is highly compatible and there is synastry going on and forming something beautiful. So again, we can never say this sign is a complete mismatch. I would never do that, because again, a soulmate can have any energy. And even if you would have like a square to your sun sign, which would be a square, fourth in, we have Taurus, we have Gemini, we have Cancer. Yeah, maybe you think like, okay, Cancer would be a complete mismatch for me. But again, you don't know the entire thing. Maybe that Cancer person has some beautiful synastry to your Venus. So we never ever want to say, okay, one sign is a complete mismatch, okay? Don't trust astrologers who would say that, because again, we have to see the entire chart. You may have some beautiful stuff that is highly compatible, and we never want to take like one thing and say this is not compatible. In soulmates, it is very important to see what kind of synastry you have. And synastry would be, you have your birth chart and your other person's birth chart on top of that, and we would check if you have planets that form positive aspects, okay? So in general, every sign can be compatible, just any sign. But we want to talk about different kind of divine counterpart connections as well. And again, a soulmate can be a divine counterpart. It kind of depends on what you decided before you came down here, what you wanted to experience, because not everybody is like on a twin flame journey. That is something that some souls selected for themselves in order to grow, to expand. But that's not the same thing that every soul wants to go through. Some souls have completely different missions down here, or things they want to explore. So again, a soulmate can be your divine counterpart, your forever person, and they can have any sign. Okay, so I can't really tell you what sign is extremely compatible in a soulmate or which is not compatible at all, because again, we would have to see your entire chart, that person's entire chart. What you do see in soulmates quite often is that they share the same something like the rising sun and moon sign. So if you're an Aries sun, there is a good chance that your person may have an Aries moon or Aries rising sign, but even that is not completely necessary, because there might be other beautiful aspects. But that is something we do find a lot, like you and Aries sun, and they have either Aries moon or Aries sun as well, but more often Aries moon or Aries rising. And also to make sure if it's like a compatible relationship, you will have, for example, some positive Saturn placement, like your the other person's Saturn in like a trine or in a conjunction when it comes to your sun, moon, or Venus, for example, because Saturn is the planet of commitment and talking about a long-lasting relationship. But when we talk about divine counterparts, there is different kinds of divine counterparts, and I do have a very in-depth video about that. But there is something that is called a soul twin. A soul twin is not the same thing as a twin soul or twin flame. A soul twin would be someone who would resemble you. You could basically say it is like a doppelganger, like a soul doppelganger. It is someone who resembles your energy quite a lot. However, they're not exactly the same. And when I painted this little chart here, and you guys would be the red square, fire would be the red square. And again, a soulmate can have any of these, and like a soul twin would most likely be a red square as well. However, they most likely would not be in Aries. They would rather be one of the other fire signs, which is Leo and Sagittarius. So they resemble the same energy, the same element. However, they are different, which is good, because we often want some kind of likeness. A couple needs to have something in common, but however, we want to have some difference as well, because in difference we grow, in difference we complement each other. So if you attracted a soul twin as a divine counterpart, then you attracted a very comfortable connection. You attracted someone who is very like-minded, who has the same level of energy. There's a lot of similarities going on. It's a very peaceful connection. It always reminds me of water buffaloes. I once read that water buffaloes were born without any stress hormones, and they're really peaceful connections. They're those kind of people they meet, they often know we belong together, and they stay together throughout their life because they're just a good match, and they're friends too. And however, your soul twin would be, and I'm not saying that every like Leo or Sagittarius is your soul twin. We're talking about one aspect. There would be more aspects highlighting that. Okay, we're talking about the archetype right now. The archetype of Aries would have, when it comes to a soul twin connection, would attract like a Leo or a Sagittarius, because again, you share this passionate, this fire energy, that you have a similar drive, similar energy level. However, a Leo is different from an Aries and from a Sagittarius, which is perfect. So they bring something else to the table. You do have something very much in common, again, the element, but a Leo has again different energy. Like Aries is very much driven and forward and wants new projects all the time. A Leo is very creative. Leo is a very generous sign. They have their creativity. So we do have Aries energy that has the impulse of starting new projects, and then we have Leo who brings the creativity to the table. So that can be a different kind of project. They can kind of like grow together. The Aries can like maybe kick a little bit the Leo person's butt to start their project, and the Leo can be amused to the Aries, you could say that. And so there's a bit similar, but again different. And then Sagittarius is known to be the very, it's still a fire sign, but very mental. They are not the psychiatrists, the philosophers. They're the higher learning. They're very interested in learning and in experiencing more. So there can be another great connection. It can inspire Aries to learn more and to create something maybe in that field, or each can have their own projects, and then they still get home together, and they know, okay, we are both dating someone who is achieving stuff, because Aries can achieve stuff and so can Sagittarius. And so there is this similarity. However, when we're talking about split twin flames, a split twin flame was once one soul once, and then split into two souls. However, I'm always saying they're not half souls, because it's like the metaphor of biological twins. It's one fertilized egg that split, and now we have two embryos that once were one mass of cells, but they're two complete people. Biological twins, they're kind of belong together, yes, but their own individual. And a split twin, when it comes to energy from fire, would be water. Am I saying it? Wait. No, actually, sorry. That would be the monadic. It's this way. It's going this way, because they share the same gender. The same energy. And you see, fire is going upward, which is masculine energy. It's like the phallic symbol. And then we have air here. We got fire and air. Would be more like split twin. And you see it here, they share this going up, and the air sign has the line going through. So the counterparts, the opposite of Aries, would be Libra, because Aries is the first sign and Libra is the seventh, and they go together, and they're both masculine signs. And so Libra would be your polar opposite, and we often find this in split twin connections. But you can, again, it doesn't have to be a split twin just because you found a Libra. We're talking about archetypes, and you have to have way more stuff in your person's charts that would highlight that. Okay, we're just talking about the energy, the archetype, and for Aries it would be Libra, because it is the exactly opposing sign. But when we talk about split twin flames, then there is something else in your birth chart that would determine that, because split twins, they have something else in common. Okay, they might both be for example, Aries suns, but one has it in the first house, the Aries house, and the other one in the Libra house. Or there might be Aries and Libra, but they both have it in the fifth house, for example, or in the seventh house. Or they are Aries and Libra, but they have the same moon sign or the same rising sign, something like that. So they have something in common and something opposite. So the polar opposite, again, for Aries, a counterpart would be Libra energy, but again, you would since it's polar opposite, that can go very well because it can complement each other, and a split twin would definitely be your perfect match. They would be complementary. But again, if you don't have anything the same, then you're just polar opposite, and it would be very hard to make that work if you don't have anything else in common, because then you would be completely different. But again, when we're talking about split twin flames, then for Aries, the counterpart would be Libra. So Aries and the other fire signs can form a very beautiful relationship, because we have the trining energy. A trine is another sign that is approximately 120 degrees away from you, and when you're an Aries, then that would be Sagittarius, that would be Leo, that would be the trining signs. And in astrology, trines are the most harmonious ones, and that's we talk about soul twins as the most harmonious relationship. Not saying that split twins And monadic twins, once they have done their journey, completed that, it's just as harmonious, of course, but it will be more friction in order to get there, whereas a soul twin will bring that harmony from the very beginning because they have that trining energy, whereas a split twin is the opposing energy, and that of course is friction because it's the polar opposite. So they have to learn to balance the opposition. But even if you're not dating a split twin flame, you and a Libra can make it work. You just need to learn to balance the very much opposing energy and to find your common ground. So Libra and Aries can make a very good match. The other best match for Aries, surprise, would be, you see, we have the counterparts here. We got fire and water because they don't have the line in between. You know that the split twin is either masculine or feminine. Why? Because the opposing house can always be masculine or feminine. You know, if Aries is the first house, Libra is the seventh, they're both odd houses, and odd houses are always masculine. The even houses, you know, the second, the fourth, the sixth, and so on, are always feminine houses. So the opposite can always be from the same energy, either masculine or either feminine. However, a monadic twin flame, you see their counterparts here. You see those are counterparts because they have the line, and they're counterparts because they don't have the line. And we have one masculine and one feminine. Here you got one masculine, one feminine. When you're Aries, you're the masculine fire sign, and fire signs are always the masculines, and water signs are always the feminines. But for Aries, the matching sign would be Scorpio. Why? Because Aries is ruled by Mars, and it's the masculine aspect of Mars, the yang aspect of Mars, whereas Scorpio is also ruled by Mars, traditionally co-ruled by Pluto, but the traditional ruler for Mars would be Scorpio. So Mars and Scorpio, they would be counterpart energy as well, because since they're both ruled by Mars, they have the same drive. They get the Martian energy. They're born with that kind of Martian energy. However, complementary, yin and yang, because every planet has a light and a shadow side. And by shadow, I don't mean evil or bad. I'm just talking about the more masculine, like the sun is the masculine energy and the moon is the feminine energy, and the moon is shining at night, you know, the dark side. And again, dark has nothing to do with evil or mean or anything. It's more the unconscious side. It's the feminine, the receiving side. And so yeah, when you're a Mars and you find a Scorpio, even if you're not monadic twin flames, that's counterpart energy. That is someone you can grow old with. But I always have to say, you need to have other aspects in your charts. Okay, that alone doesn't make it work, because we have we're talking about the stereotype, the archetype. I want to say the archetype of Mars and of Aries, and that goes very well with Scorpio energy. However, again, you need to watch the synastry as well. You need to see how it works out. That is why I do have the other videos when I examine celebrity couples, or the long video about divine counterparts where I talk more about this. And you can use the celebrity couple videos as an example where I show you how it works in synastry. Right now we're just talking about the archetypal energy. So for Aries, again, any signs could be good if you have amazing synastry. Very good would be other fire signs, Leo and Sagittarius. Very good would be Libra for my Aries people. However, you need to have something else in common to balance it. You will need some balance, or you have just amazing synastry. Or also amazing for Mars would be Scorpio, but again, you will have to see how it translates in this industry. That alone is not enough. But again, when we talk about the archetypes, those are, in my opinion, the best matches for Aries. Let me know what you think about it. Please like, subscribe, check out the longer celebrity couple videos where you see me actually doing what we're talking about right now. And I wish you all the best, and bye bye to my Aries people. Mwah.